Joining us this morning is Ayola Ayolola, who's a Nigerian entertainer. He's best known for winning the 5th edition of Project Fame. However, these days, he's more of an actor than a singer, but we'll find out more while that's going on. Now, what many don't know about him is that he has been acting even before the musical competition that brought him to the limelight. And these days, he's one of Nollywood's poster boys for the perfect lover, you know, the people that we call Yoruba demons. And his role in the Skinny Girl web series, Skinny Girl in Transit, is really popular. I mean, that's been one of the things that, you know, shot you to the limelight as well in that area of acting. Yeah. Good to have you join us this morning.
Likewise, good to be here, sir.
So, what's going on?
I'm really happy to be here. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I actually have never been on the Wake Up Nigeria show.
Yeah.
I've been on another entertainment show on this channel.
Yeah.
So this is exciting for me.
Really, really great. I mean, it's you know, you're coming into Project Fame, people getting in touch with you as someone who's talented in music, and you know that's what, you know, people started following you for. Your EP came out in 2014. So tell us about that and how you then decided, you know what, let me focus on acting for a while.
Music has always been my life, still is my life. I started music a long time ago, and I would 2008 would be the beginning of my sojourn into the music competition race, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I would try and be evicted and be disallowed, and eventually would get in 2012. And, you know, as grace and God may have
It's very strange that, I mean, you would go into a musical competition, like that's always everybody's fear, that how far can I get? But you went all the way.
I went all the way because, I mean, it wasn't like I really felt like I could do everything. At first I would feel like, yeah, I could do it. And I'll get on the show and I'll be evicted. Or I won't even be allowed past the first stage. And I'll be so mad. Why? Are they blind? Can't they? I'm talking about several competitions, not just Project Fame now. Winning Project Fame would be my 11th time from 2008 to 2012.
Wow, are you kidding?
You know, so after every eviction or disallowment, allow me, I would tell myself, I'm never putting myself through this. I mean, these guys don't know what they're doing. Can't they see? Can't they hear?
Can they see Fine Boy?
No, it's not fine. Nobody is selling Fine Boy there. You have to be able to sing. So I tried, and then I would get mad at the organizers. I would get mad at the judges. I would get mad at the contestants for wasting. I don't know. I was just so mad. But then the next one would come. Let me try. And I'll go again.
You know, it's strange. I mean, it's nice that you would talk about this now, because one of the things we talked about on the show yesterday with a coach is how to deal with rejection, especially in the professional sector. And you know, you had all the setbacks over the years, and you kept coming back. What made you come back?
Now, I was able to, because of the kind of family I grew up from. I grew up from a very positive family. My dad and my mom would tell you, you can do it. Keep trying, don't stop. And my father would say, don't hurry. If you hurry and you take over, I mean, you miss some steps, you'll get stuck. You'd have to come back and take those steps again. That's my father's principle. Has he helped me? Yes, because I had that, he built the mindset of when it's the right time, nothing can stop it. But when that time comes, you have to be found doing that thing. If not, it will skip you and go to the next person. So every time I got rejected, I always felt, it's not time yet, it's not time. It was painful every time. But I just felt, not yet, but don't stop.
Wow.
So that kept me going. I kept looking at the bigger picture.
Speaking of acting, I mean, the kind of roles that you seem to have, because one of the things that I found out about you was keep your girlfriends away from Ayola, because he's like
it's not that bad.
Raging lion.
Oh, no.
But, you know, the Skinny Girl in Transit role, tell us about that.
It was, I was just blessed to have the role. That would be the second time I would work with Bimbo. Bimbo also happens to produce the show, Skinny Girl in Transit, for Ndani TV. So the first time I would meet Bimbo was about a year before then, where I did a talk show with her that she also produced for the web channel. It was called Ndani Real Talk. That was the first time, and she just reached out to me on social media. I went for that, and we didn't talk for so long until She just hit me up, called me, asked for my number, called me, and asked if I was available at a particular time. And that was a very serious time in my life, a very down time. My mom was really ill. I was actually right beside her on her, beside her sick bed.
Wow.
Got the call, and I mean, the rest is history. So I was just blessed to have it. And I didn't even think it would turn out to be this way.
Yeah.
At the time, when everybody was struggling to buy data.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
understand? Everybody was struggling.
And people were following. And
Yeah, I'm like, who's going to watch this, really? Who's going to use their data to watch this thing? And then I started seeing 100,000 views. I'm like,
Amazing, amazing, and actually that show has spurned a number of other, shows, and a lot of people are now inspired to
Yes.
start their own shows as
Yes,
well,
yes.
based on the success of,
Yes.
of your show.
exactly.
Amazing.
So, and it's just and that also has affected me positively because I'm also working on my show soon.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Oh yeah,
so-
so you've got a
series
web
coming
series
out
coming
soon,
up.
yeah. So we're working, and I'm not going to give out so many details yet, but
Yeah.
it's about the life of someone I'm playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about money that actors earn, because sometimes, you see all the actors on the big screen and you're thinking, oh, this guy would have made so much money from this. But a lot of times I hear that actors have to do several films to be able to ensure that they're paying their bills consistently. Is that the same case with you, or does it, when you move up in the industry, you earn more money? How does it work?
Like every other industry, when you move up, you earn more money.
Yeah.
So that's a constant. I'm not going to talk about that. But it is just common sense for anyone using their gifts. Anybody in the creative industry, be you an actor, even a footballer, you have to play so many games to be able
Yeah.
to, do you understand? Because you get paid, even if you get paid per week,
Right.
you have to play so many games so that you can negotiate for a higher pay
Right.
when the opportunity comes. So it's just smart for an actor to, not because of the money now, the money is also a very good motivation,
Yeah.
but just because practice makes perfect.
Right.
Consistency is key.
Right, so that's one of the things that...
One of the things that pushes me to do
so
as
that
many,
consistency.
Yeah, as many quality projects as possible. I mean, and as an actor, you also need to learn to say no. If money is the reason why you're doing so many, no would be far from you.
Right, right.
But if you're doing it because you want to be on great projects, you also want to improve your craft, when you see something you're not comfortable with, it'll be easier for you to say no respectfully without knocking someone else's hustle.
Right.
Because your motivation is not money. You see the bigger picture, which is, as a brand, where will I be? By the time they begin to mention the kind of projects I've been doing or I've been part of, would it affect me positively or negatively?
Right.
So your motivation for doing the number of projects should also be the quality,
Right.
and your brand, not just the money.
All right, so let's talk about, you had your EP back in 2014, and now you're doing a lot of jam sessions, I hear, and stuff. So plans for music, 2018?
Absolutely, absolutely. So in 2015, early 2015 was the hardest time of my life as far as entertainment is concerned, because I was doing music from 2012 for 3 years, after the competition.
Right.
And it was picking up, but by my own calculations, it wasn't picking up as much
fast as-
do you understand? I didn't want it to just overnight become a success. No, I don't want that kind of success.
Yeah.
I want to be able to gradually build and build a followership that will stick with me for a long time. So I wasn't getting that. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to put music on hold and focus on acting.
Right.
That was the hardest decision ever.
Because that's one of the things I also wanted to ask, because I always wonder about that. People who have two talents like that and they're really good in both areas, how do you, number one, strike a balance? Number two, do you eventually have to shelve one for another? Look at people like Will Smith, Jamie Foxx. They all had great voices,
Yeah.
but they just, decided that, let me do this, focus on acting.
Yeah.
So is that the case with you as well?
I mean, in most cases, it's very true that one has to suffer for the other. I mean, you can't be a master of both and pay the same attention to both. I mean, it's not possible.
Right.
Talking from experience, if other people have done it, it's fine. I don't know how they do it. I'm very happy for them. It was very difficult for me.
Yeah.
And also because at the time, no one knew me as an actor. So I had to sort of prove a point.
Yeah,
you know
pay
what
your
I mean?
dues
Pay
and
my
all that.
dues and all that. And I wouldn't do that on the backs of being a singer, because the music industry is as jealous as it needs your 100% attention.
Yeah, it does.
Do you understand? So I had to, it was difficult to put that on hold and focus on acting. My plan was to focus on acting for a year.
And then
And then look at it, 3 years now, I'm going. And then it just made it easier for me because if I stop singing temporarily and I'm acting, people still get to see what I'm,
And then you
I'm
can still-
up to. And I
yeah,
can still, I was
pull
just
that
lucky
back in
that
there,
both
yeah.
were still in the entertainment industry. It would have been more difficult if I was dropping acting to do a day job. It would have been more, it's not
like, you know what, I
impossible.
can't do this anymore. I'm going to go and work in the bank or
It'd
something.
be very difficult to merge both at the end of the day. You still have to give up one for the other. But for these two I'm juggling, I can juggle, like I said.